皆さん、こんにちは。今回は、インサイドボクシングライブで取り上げられていた井上尚弥選手とリヤドシーズンの契約についての内容を翻訳しました。出演者は元世界王者のクリス・アルジェリ氏と、コンピュボックスに携わる檀家の美容師です。アルジェリ氏は以前、プロボックス TV でも井上選手の契約について言及していましたが、今回は自身のチャンネルで前回語りきれなかった内容や新たな見解を述べている可能性があると思い、この話題を選びました。それでは始めます。
Let's get into the news and notes. There's a lot of big fights this weekend that we will break down as well, but there are some news and there are some notes. Biggest headline that came across the wire was Inoue has signed a sponsorship deal with Riyadh season. It is valued at around $15 to $20 million. It does not require Inoue to fight in Saudi Arabia, but I think we all know that he eventually will. It is a sponsorship deal, so therefore he'll do commercials. He'll be an ambassador. There's a picture of him with a Riyadh t-shirt on, shaking hands with Turki Al-Shalik. What does this mean in the long run? To me, it means I think Inoue will end up fighting in Saudi Arabia. Will it be next? Probably not. That Sam Goodman fight is locked in to Tokyo. But from here on out, the Junto Nakatani fight, does that end up in Saudi Arabia? There's some big fights that we can't even think about with Inoue. Maybe at 130, does that end up in Saudi Arabia? An interesting move, but as we've seen with this Riyadh season, it starts off with the handshake, starts off with the photo op, starts off with a sponsorship deal. Next thing you know, he's fighting in Riyadh.
Starts off with a bag of money. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see Inoue in Saudi. I think
at all.
Way too. No, I think it's just way. Listen, he'll be at events, sure. I don't think he fights there. You know, this guy puts he put 55,000 in the Tokyo Dome. He makes the move over to the U.S., which is something that is on the docket. There's not gonna be room for Saudi, and I don't put Nakatani and Inoue in Saudi. I mean, come on, man, put that in the Tokyo Dome. That needs to be in the Tokyo Dome, or it needs to be in like Dodger Stadium in L.A. You need something massive for that.
東京ドームの収容人数は約5万5千人、ドジャースタジアムは約5万6千人です。一方、サウジアラビアのリヤドシーズンで使用されるキングダムアリーナは約2万6千人を収容できる会場です。キングダムアリーナも十分に大規模な会場ではありますが、東京ドームやドジャースタジアムと比較すると、規模の面ではやや見劣りする印象がありますね。なぜ日本人同士の試合が海外で行われるのか、またその可能性について議論されるのか疑問に思う方もいるかもしれません。その背景には、多くのメキシコ人同士の試合がアメリカで行われてきた事例が影響しているのではないかと考えられます。アメリカにはメキシコからの移民が多く、コミュニティがしっかり形成されているためです。また、ドジャースタジアムを例に挙げた理由としては、ロサンゼルスに多くの日本人や日系人が住んでいることが挙げられます。そうした人々が試合に興味を持つ可能性を見越してのことではないでしょうか。さらに、ドジャースタジアムは東京ドームとほぼ同じ規模を持つため、会場の規模という点でも適切な例だったのだと思います。そして、サウジアラビアでの開催の可能性について話題が上がるのは、トゥルキアラルシクがこれまでいくつかの大きな試合を実現してきた実績があるからだと考えられます。
You know, Inoue was one of the three guys that I believe, or four guys, three guys that I believe did not need Riyadh season because he has his own economy. That's him, that's Canelo Alvarez, and that is Tank Davis. Canelo Alvarez is playing hardball with Turki Al-Shalik. So is Tank Davis. He's very much aligned with PBC. PBC has not dipped their toes into the Riyadh season partnership at all. So yeah, I kind of agree to a certain extent, but then, $15-20 million. And I see that this story made it very clear that it does not require him to fight there. But,
15-20 million is allegedly.
Well, you think it could be less?
I have an inside source. It is
okay. So if it was half of
considerably
that,
less.
It's still a lot.
If it was 1/15 of that, you're just getting free money. To wear a T-shirt, come on, what are we doing? Just to take a photo, yeah.
I hope it doesn't mean that because there are some things that need to just stay how they are. Like there are some things about boxing that we've seen over the last couple of months where it's just like, oh, okay, a lot of these fights are going to Saudi and a lot of these promoters are now working together, which is a good thing, but could be looked at as something to be careful what you wish for. Like Inoue belongs fighting at Saudi in. Let me say that again. Inoue belongs fighting in Japan. If he's not going to be fighting in the U.S. in Vegas, then he needs to be staying in Japan and being that guy over there to help bring boxing to a whole nother level, which he already has been doing. Now, Top Rank has this plan that they drew out. He's going to fight Sam Goodman December 24th in a smaller arena in Tokyo. That is very clear. Will Inoue be, Riyadh up? Will he wear a T-shirt? Will we have the signs all over there? That remains to be seen. But he's going to be fighting Goodman December 24th in Saudi. Now, from here, after that, it's up for grabs because he was supposed to come to the U.S. and fight a significant opponent in Vegas. This is what Bob Arum laid out. Is that up in the air now? Is that now going to be moving to Saudi Arabia? Is this Nakatani fight going to be moving to Saudi Arabia? I mean, Nakatani Inoue in Saudi, which, I mean, yeah, we'll still get the fight. and it's one of the best fights you can make in boxing. But if you can get 50,000 at the Tokyo Dome, and then maybe put a Riyadh sponsored thing like they did in Wembley, then that right there is a win.
ウェンブリースタジアムは、イギリス、ロンドンにある巨大なスタジアムで、スポーツやコンサートなど幅広い用途に利用されています。収容人数は約9万人を誇り、ヨーロッパ最大級の規模を持つ会場として知られています。ウェンブリースタジアムには9万席の座席があり、大規模なイベント時には立ち見エリアを設けることで、さらに多くの観客を収容することが可能です。ボクシングでは、タイソン・ヒューリーやアンソニー・ジョシュアといったトップ選手がこの会場で試合を行っています。2022年にはタイソン・ヒューリー対ディリアン・ホワイトの試合が開催され、約9万4千人の観客を動員しました。さらに、2024年9月にはアンソニー・ジョシュア対ダニエル・デュボアの試合が行われ、約9万6千人を集め、戦後イギリスのボクシングイベントで最大の観客数を記録しました。このように、ウェンブリースタジアムはボクシング界でも象徴的な存在となっています。
But I will push back a little bit, Chris, and I do think we see Inoue fight at some point in Saudi. I just hope it's not the Nakatani fight.
Yeah, I really hope not. Guys, crowds matter. Crowds matter. There's a reason Wembley is why where these big massive fights happen. Tokyo, crowds matter. When you make it when you make them in those quiet rooms, it becomes like it's just like clinical. Like you're watching a fight in a hospital. Like you don't want to cheer. There's no booze. It's just dude. You need a fight like that to be in an arena where people can really get loud and rowdy, and the passion. It affects the fights. I'm telling you, it affects the fighters. We saw this in the pandemic. You saw listless performances from guys who normally are not that way because there's no crowd. You need crowd exposure. You need crowd experience. You need the passion.
Yeah, and it's not like, Better Biev Bivol needed Riyadh and needed Saudi to be made. Usyk,
those
Fury,
guys are two robots. They don't need crowd.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like the business side of it. They needed someone to underwrite it, and that was Saudi Arabia. Like Fury Usyk probably needed Riyadh season. It probably could have went off at Wembley, but it certainly helped to throw some extra millions at both guys to make that, to expedite the process. Those fights needed Riyadh. I don't think in a way Nakatani needs that.
No, I agree.
Doesn't. Maybe Inoue versus Nick Ball, who just re-upped with...
Inoue doesn't need Riyadh. Like, yeah, it's cool that he's getting an extra bag. He doesn't need it. Like, he's getting all the fights anyway. And that's the thing with the smaller weight classes. And when you are the guy who has his own orbit, it's similar to Canelo, except that Inoue wants all the smoke. He's not avoiding the best contenders the way that Canelo does. He wants to fight everybody.
Ooh, shots fired.
And that's why the fights are being made.
All right, something to keep an eye on. In a way, with this deal with Riyadh season, it will play out right in front of our eyes. Turkey actually just posted something before we recorded this podcast about Ring Magazine. So I'm pretty sure he just bought Ring Magazine. I don't know what that exactly means. I just got word he just bought me. I'm now property of Riyadh season. No, not yet.
Will never happen, guys. Will never happen. We will hold out to be true media. We are not to be bought.
That's I'm not speak. Don't listen to Chris. You can hit me up directly.
Dan can be bought.
Let's go to the heavyweight division. Joseph Parker is the front runner to fight Daniel Dubois on February 22nd. I really like this. Anthony Joshua doesn't seem like he's ready for the